Hello guys. Today I'll be reviewing the SHFiguarts Elden Ring Festering Fingerprint Vyke. But before we start, I want to give a heads up of my upcoming content coming up. I will be uploading some videos, or if not most of my videos, on my new YouTube channel. Hopefully that gives me a little bit more leeway on some of the editing that I can do, especially longer upload times. I've noticed that Instagram does the 15-minute long videos, but honestly, depending on the kind of video that I want to do, I would want to do a longer one. So from now on, I'll do my uploads on YouTube for videos, and on Instagram, I'll be doing either hopefully daily posts, if not, upcoming news about upcoming toys later in the year. Rumors, sneak peeks of upcoming content as well. So, be on the lookout on that. But pretty much that's to wrap it up. Today we have Vyke. He is from the video game Elden Ring that came out in 2022. And honestly, in my opinion, he is the best looking NPC, non-playable character in the video game. It's just, everything about it just so sleek and rugged, and it's just, he shows, in my opinion, power. And also in one of his in his history, or if you look into his items, he was the closest tarnished into becoming the Elden Lord. Sorry for the stutter there, but reading that he's no one to be messed with. But pretty much get into the box. I always loved SHFiguarts box art. For whatever reason, and this box art in particular just looks so good. So you got Vyke here, you got the golden runes, obviously you got your SHFiguarts brands, Tamashii Nations. Side of the box you have Vyke in a different, actually the same pose there. You got a little bit more wording. In the back of the box, you don't see too much here, which I kind of like. It doesn't really give the buyer too much information and leads, which is actually funny because in the video game there's not a lot to go off of. You kind of do a lot of speculating and a lot of figuring out yourself, which I hope which I believe they're probably doing a callback into the game. But you get to see some accessory back here, and he's doing a little almost crouched pose with his spear. Yeah. Inside of the box, sideways. It's really nice. I want to say not iconography, but design here. And I don't know if you noticed, but I have not opened this box up yet. I got this in early 2023, and even though he's one of my favorite characters in Elden Ring, for whatever reason I haven't opened them up. And today is a special day, which I get to open them up. So I'll open them up and get to see the inside contents. Alright, here we go. We have the figure at the box, and first impressions, he feels pretty sturdy. He's pretty lanky, which is pretty much from the game. And yeah, I don't want to get too much in depth with it. I want to get through the accessories first. So we'll set him down and have him, pose it there for right now. Oop, she doesn't fall over. It's always fun making sure your figures stand. Alright, hopefully that's there. So he comes with a frenzied flame for his spear, and part of his character in the game, he's almost subdued with frenzy flame, which drives him mad. So this is a really cool addition. Before this, actually, which I'll get a little bit more in depth, that's why he has the fingerprints. But this is a really nice effect, actually. See where it's a little bit, I believe it's called smoked, and it gets a little bit more glossy, which at the very tip. Same thing over here as well in the bottom. So this is really nice. I wonder if this is compatible with any other Figuarts, but I'll have to check that out. Alright. So, you got some swappable hands. You got his right open hands. You got his left open hands. Really nice detail here. You see his little, I believe these are called greaves on his fingers. Real nice. Then you have his right hand holding his, I believe this was pretty much put your spear at. Real nice. His left one, doing this side. Hopefully the light picks it up. Then lastly, his last pairs of hands, which is also another holding. Actually, you know what? This for his left. His left, I didn't realize this. His left is a lot more sharp when it comes to the armor, but his right hand is a lot more clean edged. I'll have to take a look at that. Same thing with all of his other ones. I did not know that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And lastly, obviously his left hand. And lastly, his spear. This looks way too sick. It's actually pretty long. I didn't realize how long it was, but now that I realize it, they must have fit it diagonally. So when they ship it like this. Yeah, when I opened the box, I was like, wow, this is way too long. But let's get into the detail here. You can see some I want to say smoky effects here on the blade itself. It gets very shiny, dark, shiny, dark, shiny. Then you get to see his red. I believe this is before he becomes the part of the frenzy flame, or he becomes subdued to the frenzy flame. He was actually considered a dragon. What would the word be? He was for sure wasn't a dragon slayer. He actually practiced some of the dragon fighting styles, if not probably their abilities as well. In Elden Ring, so he was considered a great companion with the dragons in the lore. So pretty much, and you can also see it, light, dark. So this is a really nice spear, actually. Pretty sharp. We're poking myself, and it's quite sharp. So the figure, like I was saying before, this is really nice. The joints feel good. Trying to move it around, kind of see if anything, hopefully nothing falls off. I haven't had any bad experiences with Figuarts themselves. I've heard that some of the Dragon Ball figures tend to pop off really badly, but overall, these are really nice joints. Knees feel good. Double jointed there. You can also see that. Toe articulation. I always like to see toe articulation, even though I sometimes don't use it, but it's a nice addition to have. But all right, let's go from top down. So, see with his head. Yeah, I was saying, the fingerprints, these are fingerprints. And the frenzied flame in the lore almost took him out. And it wasn't because he survived because of his armor. So he was caught here in his head, caught here in his chest, actually caught here on the right side of his waist. So I would have loved to see maybe in the game a different version of this, but overall this is really nice. They pretty much got down the video game onto a toy. I really love how lanky it is, or he is. But yeah, you see his head. His head doesn't move too much because of the scarf, which it's not really a big problem. I believe you can just pop his head off and you can take off the scarf, which it doesn't. I probably will never do, but I'm pretty sure that's a very good option for those who don't like the scarf. See a little bit. You see this purple right here. Really nice touch for the figure. It pretty much pops out in every angle you put him in. Yeah, and especially this red here. I'm assuming it's supposed to represent the rust of the armor, which is really nice. And I didn't realize this. The shoulder pad, I'm so glad they put this on. Wow, I didn't realize how far it goes. I'm so glad they put this on a peg, or a ball joint actually, and it moves out, so you can get that really exaggerated arm stretch there. But oh my god, that's actually really great. I hope they come out with more armored characters and they actually implement this as a part, so that you get really good range with some of the arms for certain characters. Wow, that's really nice. I mean, even though his arm doesn't go all the way up, but it's a really nice thing to have. You know, double butterfly joints. This is as far as he goes actually with his right arm, and as far as he goes with his left arm. Here's the double joints, double elbow joints. He has a swivel on his arm. He has kind of a decent, probably, I mean, he has a pretty good wrist rotation and, you know, some leeway there. Yeah, not too much. Same thing on the left hand, and same thing on his wrist. Actually, this is probably even better. It's probably because of this little wrist here. He's not able to have that much motion. But that scarf goes all the way down to his back. Lifting up his scarf, you get to see his fingerprint damage there. You can see his greaves here. Real nice. Real cool. A lot of good weathering there. His little leather straps here, which feel like probably could have been used to hold something, but doesn't look like it. And this here, see, it looks like a spear. I want to say that piece there looks like a spear, but I could be reading too much into it. But then again, really, there's a lot of reading into the lore of Elden Ring, so I could be right, I could be wrong, who knows. Alright, going down, this is as much rotation as he has. These pieces are wobbly, so he has thigh rotation, which is very nice. As far as it goes up. How far does it go back? Not that far. Like I said before, double jointed knees, so that's nice. He has some swivel there in his ankles. Some rockers, rock back and forth. Not too bad. I mean, it's an armored character, so there's not too much you can put into these kinds of characters. Everyone, wants a really really posable figure, which I think Figma's actually coming out with one that looks really nice with their Dark Souls character. But overall, I mean, this is a pretty nice figure. Real nice. I'll have to put them into some poses, and hopefully I can upload them on time on my Instagram. But I'll do some poses now, see how he feels, and fiddle with him a little bit more. Yeah. Before I put some weapons on him, I wanted to see how. I always like a figure who can look good before he starts the fights. Let me see. Gonna put him in any fighting pose like that. His open left hands. Looks pretty good actually. He's my first armored figure, so I'm gonna be super ecstatic with any pose he's put in. Alright, here he goes with his war spear. Real nice. I've noticed that he has two gripping hands, actually. He has one where his index finger is almost pointed out, which I have on him right now. I'm trying to figure out what the reason is for that. Now, and I'm actually going to bring this up later. I'm probably going to, this is probably another weapon holding hand. So there's a huge possibility of other figures coming and other weapons are interchangeable, which is very like the game. So that's a very huge possibility, maybe, because I know they're coming out with Melania, who's one of my favorite bosses of not all time, but in the game of Elden Ring. So I wonder if they're gonna make her weapon compatible with this hand. So very interesting. Now here he is with his effect on. Now I feared this was gonna happen. The effect is actually way too heavy for the figure to hold, because when you put it on and you let it go, it drops down. And depending on how you have the figure, you don't want to put too much stress on, no matter if the joints are made for that kind of posing, you just don't want to have that kind of stress on that. But nonetheless, I mean, this is a really nice effect. I just wish that it was a lot more light, because when you put it in, just pretty much slide it in, and then it's popped in, but the moment you let go, it just bends, and you can actually see it kind of bending here. So unfortunately, we'll probably never pose him with this kind of with this flame effect, but I mean, real nice. It's just unfortunate that doesn't fit. Here's one of him holding the spear with both hands. Real nice. He actually stands really good. He has some issue with maybe his toes, which I probably need to bend just a little bit more. Yeah. It's one of those things where not every figure is going to be perfect. His toes actually, you can probably angle it right there. It goes flat and it arches a little bit. Well, not arches, but slopes a little bit. So this, I can get it right on this figure. It's flat, but on this foot. But on this one right here, it's just, I just got to be careful with how I display him, because if he's, rocking back and forth, chances are I bump the shelf and he's falling to his demise. So I don't want to kill him off just the way I did in the game. So I'll have to pose him a little bit more better. Can't give him too much possibility. I want to save that for the Instagram post that I try to do on Mondays of the characters that I reviewed. Put them in different poses and kind of get some more dynamic shots of him. But I'll pose them a little bit more better later and upload those onto my Instagram. I don't want to put them in too many poses and make the video longer than it already is. But overall, this figure, there's a lot to be said about it. It's very, on the surface talks, as in, the weathering, isn't really nice. On the greaves here, the paint application is really nice. There's no, I can't really see any splotches, and I love the, the metallic gray. Real nice. In the rust right here on as well. I didn't even realize that just until now. These are actually hit marks, so of different. So I'm assuming he's gotten hit before and it just rusted over time. So that's real nice. But this figure overall, I would want to say is a 8.5 out of 10. He feels real good in the hand. I mean, my only complaint is about this foot right here, but like I said before, not every figure is gonna be made, perfect. But as long as you can still pose that figure, it's nice. It's a nice addition to the collection. Besides that, I wish they added, besides, the foot, I wish they added a little bit more weaponry. But I know that this is, I believe, their first figure of the video game. So I'm pretty sure getting, the license to do certain things is going to be really hard, which is hence why Melania is taking a while, actually. I don't want to say outright teased her, but she was finally revealed at a convention. So she's soon to be coming, but like I said before, licensing is a thing, so who knows when that's going to come out. But yeah, overall, this figures are, if you love Elden Ring and you love Vyke, this is a really good figure to have. I am not aware if there are any other companies making Elden Ring figures besides, the statues, which is a different thing. So if you're into statues, I know they have tons of those. I believe Vyke is coming out. Ronnie is also coming out. Good Smile is actually making Nendroids of these. I believe they have at the moment Ronnie, Raging Wolf. Oh, and also Figuarts does have Blythe. Who else? A little small version of Melania. Not an actual posable Figuarts Melania, but a little Nendroid. And I believe that's it. And I believe they're also coming out with another tarnished Vagabond. So hopefully this game gets a lot more love in the action figures department. I would love to see more characters be released, especially Blythe as a character posable action figure. That'd be so badass to have. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed. I will keep my Instagram updated when it comes to upcoming content, as in, I'm trying to get a group together where we talk about, once a month we talk about upcoming news and, toys of the month kind of thing, kind of hopefully open up a wider audience when it comes to, actually, not even open up, but have a wider audience of all ages come and join. But yeah, I would say figure's real nice. Catch you next Friday.